When I was 12 years old, my parents and my older brother and sister moved into my grandparents' house, my dad's, mum and dad, as they had both passed away. They didn't die at the same time. My granddad passed first, he had cancer, and then a couple years later, my nan got diagnosed with cancer. She passed away 2 years later, which brings us to the story. The reason we moved into that house is because my dad didn't want to part with it and sell it to someone else, because it's the house he grew up in along with his sisters, my aunts. We moved in and everything was fine. It actually brought back a lot of memories from when me and my brother and sister would stop over when we were little. My nan and granddad would always buy us sweets and we would watch movies with them. The house, at least for the first week, was very busy, and we had family members over and my dad and my aunts trying to sort out my nan's belongings, etc. However, the week after was pretty chill as nobody came around. I shared a room with my brother and my sister had her own room, and then obviously my parents had theirs. One day, me and my brother were playing on our PlayStation when my sister came in our room and told us to stop banging the walls. We were confused because we were playing on the PlayStation anyway. She left, and then minutes later we heard banging on our wall. We thought it was our sister trying to annoy us, so we ignored it until it got louder. Then we went to her bedroom to confront her. She said she wasn't doing anything, and then the banging started again. Our mum started yelling at us to stop banging. We told her we weren't, and then it stopped. A couple days later, we were having dinner downstairs and the shower started running. It wasn't running completely, just dripping. We didn't think anything of it because it was an older house and nothing had been updated in years. My dad told my brother to make sure the shower was off. He did, and he came back downstairs and everything was fine. The shower started up again, so my dad went to check it out, and again it stopped. A few weeks later, me and my mum were walking back from the shops, which were down the street from us, and we bumped into a neighbour. I'm going to call her Mary. Mary was old and nice. She was very sweet and lived a few rows down with her husband. But she wasn't all there, if you get what I mean. She told my mum that she saw my nan in the window and waved to her, but she didn't wave back. My mum explained that my nan had died, but Mary was adamant that she saw her. Knowing what she was like, we just ignored her and went home. Then one night, my mum woke up and saw a man at the bottom of her bed, his back facing her so she couldn't see his face. At the time, she thought it was my dad messing around, so she went back to sleep. The next day, while I was getting ready for school, I heard my mum ask my dad about him being awake and messing about with his clothes in the night. My dad was adamant that it wasn't him and that he was sleeping. At the time, my mum thought she was probably dreaming it, but now if you ask her, she'd say it's my granddad because she was certain she was awake. My granddad was always messing with his clothes. He loved to dress up and wore suits even if he was just sitting in the house. Even when he was dying, he always asked for my dad, my aunt, mum, nan, nurses to help him dress in his suits. He liked to dress properly for my nan. My nan also liked to dress up, but not as much as my